Alright people, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification. That way you'll know when I upload the next video and you'll be supporting my channel. Follow me on Twitter. Every time I upload a new video, I'll be tweeting. Ladies and gents, I'm Mr. and this is 10 horrible ways animals can end you by the channel Casual Geographic. Happy Halloween again? I thought you already made the Halloween video. Oh god. So this is gonna be your more nightmares. Enjoy 20 minutes of purely traumatizing yet somehow educational content. Yeah, this is part 1. I can't do the whole 20 minutes at once. That would be like what, 30-40 minutes of a reaction video. Most people won't have retention of that. And I think I don't have the balls to go through the 20 minutes of horrible animal facts. So yeah, this is part 1. Let's watch it. I love Casual Geographic, even though he basically traumatized me every single day apparently. My description usually reflect that. You know, sometimes people think, oh, you have the wrong description. No, it's not. The description is not the title, it's how I feel. So yeah, let's watch this one.
I didn't think you were safe just because Halloween's over. This video was actually supposed to be posted on Halloween, but I don't even have an excuse, it just be like that. Not much of an intro this time, so here's 10 horrible ways animals can put your autobiography in the history section. Not necessarily in order, but it does get brutal, so I'm gonna do something I've never done before. Viewer discretion is very much advised. That's the only warning you're gonna get. When that music starts, it's up. Also, I kinda owe y'all more Halloween content, so if this gets a certain number of likes, I'll do a part 2. All that aside, let's get to the content. When you think of some of the apex predators on the planet, you might think of heavyweights like lions, bears, crocodiles, and of course you got the biggest bully in the ocean. Not the seal, but the killer whale dragging it. But what you probably don't think of is a prehistoric steroid gecko found on only remote islands in the world. And that's exactly what makes the Komodo dragon one of the most underrated killers on the planet.
This is Komodo dragon?
This homicide lizard can grow to 10 feet long, weigh nearly 200 pounds, can swim, and can run faster than your mental health is prepared for. This video isn't sped up, but the most lethal thing about them is something you can't see. The Komodo dragon has...
Yeah, anybody who's fan of playing games, AAA games like Far Cry, and played Far Cry 3 when it came out, they would know that Komodo dragons are fucking menace. Even in the games, like what the fuck is this? I thought it was exaggerated because it's a video game, like can't possibly be that dangerous. Then I realized, oh, they definitely are.
Has up to 60 razor-sharp serrated kitchen knives for teeth tough enough to dissect a full-grown buffalo and tear flesh in chunks. But it's how they catch their prey that's unsettling. It was believed that a Komodo's septic bite was potent enough to cause its victim to retire to a bacterial infection. But it turns out this modern-day dinosaur uses a toxic venom that it injects into its prey. This venom reduces the body's blood clotting abilities and makes it more likely for you to bleed out once wounded. Other symptoms include lowering of blood pressure, shock, and muscle paralysis, and that last one's going to be real important later. The venom's so powerful that just one bite can be a death sentence for a tank like a water buffalo. Which means Komodos don't have to waste energy trying to chase down a meal. All they have to do is critically wound their prey and then wait for them to die. And because these reptiles that time left behind are only found on remote islands, and they have a borderline disrespectful sense of smell, there's almost no point on the island you can go where this lizard Liam Neeson won't eventually track you down.
Oh yes,
and the reason paralysis being a symptom is such a problem is because Komodos won't exactly wait for their prey to be past tense. Okay,
I reacted to the Tier Zoo video on Komodo dragons. I have put on the thumbnail, which is just creepy as fuck. I still remember that thumbnail. Komodo dragon with that tongue thing and the fact that they can track you ridiculously long distances. And the way they're, you know, paralysis and everything they can do. It's just, Komodo dragon is terrifying.
Just as long as they're too weak to fight back or run away. Cause these lizards will eat their prey alive, with the only relief coming when you eventually flatline the blood loss. And even though venom's the main suspect, you can still get clapped by a slow, painful bacterial infection. The first response of animals like buffalo after they've been wounded is to escape into nearby water. Going into unclean water with an open wound is how you lose your life to a horrific case of sepsis. And again, your life doesn't have to end for his meal to begin. Not only have Komodo dragons been known to attack humans, they've been recorded seeking out human graves, digging out the corpses, and then feeding on whatever human remains they find. Nothing on this island is safe from a Komodo, not even another Komodo. Cause Komodo hatchlings will spend most of their childhood up in the trees. Why? Adult Komodos are cannibals that'll devour any young dragons they run into, even if it ends up being their own children. We're talking about a 10-foot venomous...
What the fuck? fuck? See, again, the wildlife is just, man, leave your children alone, man. At least, I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but learn from hyenas. Hyenas of all, for fuck's sake. I mean, what the fuck? This, they didn't get the memo, right? Like, humans are literally the apex predator. Don't fuck with them. I guess all the smart animals on the planet, like elephants, orcas, know not to fuck with humans. I guess they don't care about that.
A steroid chameleon that'll track you down no matter where you go and will friendly fire its own kind. And it's only the first animal on this list.
That's a hippo with the black thing. What
we
the
talked
fuck?
about these winged bastards a couple of videos ago, so this is going to be a quick one. Now, plenty of birds eat other birds, but few are as sadistic about it as these overgrown ice vultures. Even though giant petrels are scavengers, they will target and jump weaker, injured penguins, as well as snatch up any unaccompanied penguin chicks they can find. Just like a lot of animals you're going to see on this list, giant petrels will eat their struggling prey alive in groups, and they have a nasty habit of breaking in through the back door. I can't show you, but there are videos of these prison pigeons pulling out the intestines of a penguin through its anus. All while the penguin was alive and fighting for his life and the sanctity of his booty. He lost both. And it's not just penguins that get victimized. Giant petrels will attack other seabirds like the albatross and put them out of commission by forcing them underwater until they drown. But nobody gets it worse than penguins. The giant petrel is so vicious that once one snatches a chick, its parents usually won't even bother trying to save its life.
What the fuck?
Meaning Happy Feet could have ended with Mumble getting brutally shot-shanked by a gang of flying booty bandits, all while his parents just sat and watched. And since a penguin's vital organs are protected by a...
I did not just see this clip. Why would you just show me the clip? Why wouldn't you just fucking say it and I believe it? Why do... You think I don't trust you? I trust you, man. You don't have to show me the clip. What the fuck? Look at that. It just went there, snatched the penguin, everybody's like, back up, back up. Nobody's trying to do shit. I don't know, man. You're in group, gang up on it. What the fuck? That poor penguin, that's baby penguin, that's just fucked up.
Bandits, all while his parents just sat and watched.
No.
And since a penguin's vital organs are protected by a layer of fat, penguins can take a lot of damage before permanently piecing out. Alternatively, penguins can suffer through hours of abuse before experiencing the sweet release of death. One researcher watched a gang of about 20 petrels tear apart a penguin that had already been mauled by a fur seal until there was nothing but a skeleton with feet attached. Don't think you're safe. The southern giant petrel has been nicknamed a stinker because they'll feed on any rotting, decaying carcass, to the point where these birds will tailgate boats and consume whatever foul, putrid nastiness the sailors dumped off. Petrels eat the same way they live, with no conscience. So if you're ever injured or incapacitated somewhere in the Antarctic, pray that help finds you before this bird does. You won't be a fan of how that movie ends. It'll end the same way if you're ever chased by a pack of African wild dogs. In a neighborhood with lions and hyenas, these dogs are actually the most efficient killers on the plains, with a hunting success rate of about 80%. These African bush cujos have a very complex and nuanced hunting strategy. They just keep running. These killer canines can run you down at speeds of nearly 40 miles per hour for a distance of over 3 miles, and in a sprint they can clock in at a blistering 45. All running away does is delay the inevitable. It's like hitting the snooze button on death. Once the prey gets chased into exhaustion, the dogs will clamp those jaws around the panicking prey's snout and flank and force it to the ground. And for the third time on this list, they don't wait for you to stop breathing to start eating. And the bigger and stronger you are, the more you suffer. Cause they're able to put down animals like warthogs in as little as 2 to 5 minutes. But tankier animals like the wildebeest can spend the last 40 minutes of its life being gruesomely mauled by a pack of about 15 merciless murder hounds. And once the entire pack has you surrounded, there's virtually zero escape. An African
whoa.
spend the last 40 minutes of its life being gruesomely mauled by a pack of about 15 merciless murder hounds. And
this is just look at that lion. Lion was like, I'm lion, you I'm the apex predator right here. It's like, no man, you're not. Do you see the numbers? This clip is just astonishing. Look at that.
Once the entire pack has you surrounded, there's virtually
like,
zero
come
escape.
Here. And
African wild dogs have the unsettling habit of starting meals off by tearing a hole in the abdomen and pulling the intestines out so they can get to the organs and fat first. To add insult to life-canceling injury, unlike lions, African wild dogs give puppies priority and let them eat first. So not only would you still get disemboweled, it would be the cutest members of the pack doing it first. Basically, imagine being chased by a gang of animals that never get tired, while knowing once they catch you, they'll confiscate your intestines and feed on your organs. All while you wait for the man upstairs to call your number. What could possibly be worse than that? Well...
oh no. Of course there's something more
hyenas
worse.
are everything African wild dogs are, but on juice. And even though hyenas are genetically closer to cats and mongooses, hyenas basically behave like dogs on steroids. Thanks to Lion King, people believe hyenas were just cowardly scavengers that only survived by scrounging a living off of other animals. The truth is, not only do hyenas personally murk 70 to 80% of their meals, they're actually more efficient at it than lions are. And it's all because hyenas and African wild dogs have one very unsettling thing in common. They're both serial killers on Duracell, meaning the bastards never get tired. Spotted hyenas can run at high speeds for over 5 miles without even thinking about being tired. Which is why they don't have to ambush or one-shot their prey like lions, they'll just chase them into oblivion until one of them gives up.
Seriously, that is such a tremendous fact. Like, we as humans survived because we can sweat, which is a superpower. It's a superpower, which means we never get tired out. Our stamina is ridiculous. We can sweat, so we don't have to stop and, I guess, cool down. Our body cools down by sweating, so we can just run and run and run. That's why, long ago, when we were pack hunting, basically cavemen, we were feared. We made sure lots of species got extinct and basically made everybody run away by our spears and shit. Because we were just, way too efficient at just sprinting and basically, stamina never run out. So the biggest issue here is just, stamina running out with all the predators. So if you have the ability to, I guess, go 5 miles without even worrying about your stamina, that's OP. That alone is OP. That makes the hyenas way too terrifying.
And hyenas don't give up. It doesn't help that hyenas have jaws strong enough to amputate a rhino. With a bite strength of about 1,000 pounds of force, hyenas are tough enough to eat virtually any part of an animal. They have such a habit of eating the bones of the deceased that their poop often comes out white. With a vice grip for a mouth and the eating habits of a coffin, if a clan of hyenas is your series finale, then the only thing your family will have left to bury are memories. Cause once you're on this overgrown mongoose's meal prep, there won't be a lot of you left to put in a casket. And since there can be up to 80 members in a clan, and just one can take—
I thought he was gonna say white poop. Only thing your family left to bury you is white poop, because that would be gross. But I guess he just talked about memories. It makes sense. He goes with the more poetic, rhymey things than that.
Down 30 pounds of meat in one sitting, you would basically be a Ritz cracker to them. But if I'm being honest, the real reason hyenas are on this list is because of this video. And guys, y'all gonna feel this one.
No, don't do that.
Hyenas have a devious habit of going for the family honeypot, but it is for a reason. Hyenas—
Oh. And he's made sure that there is audio in that clip too. It's not like he talked over that clip and made sure the clip is on mute. No. He had to make sure that we can hear the screams. You know what? Let's watch it again. It was so fucking horrifying. I would watch it again, because of course I do.
Hyenas have a devious habit of going for the family honeypot, but it is for a reason. Hyenas don't have the ability to instantly end their prey the way big cats do. So for larger animals like the buffalo, it's way easier to perform a hands-free vasectomy and just wait for blood loss to do the work for you. Imagine a mousetrap on your baby factory, but with the force of an adult moose stepping on it. Yeah. This next animal's probably going to be the most unexpected on this list, but let me paint a picture. Take a wolverine, right?
Oh god, this photo is like this, like one of the gang member photo with a teardrop tattoo below his eyes. That's what this photo looks like.
This next animal's probably going to be the most unexpected on this list, but let me paint a picture. Take a wolverine, right? Put it on creatine, give it the personality of a power tool, and then dump it in the same area code as some of the most vicious carnivores in the jungle. This face of generational trauma belongs to the sloth bear. Yes, the one from Jungle Book. Sloth bears may not look like much, they're easily dwarfed by some of the more brolic bears, one of which may be on this list. They're not even super notorious predators, as insectivores, the sloth bear's grocery list is mostly ants and termites. But don't let the sloth in its name fool you, these furry chainsaws know how to get active. Sloth bears share an environment with leopards and tigers have been known to actively hunt and eat them, which is why the sloth bear is one of the most aggressively homicidal bears out there. Even though they have a size disadvantage, a pissed off slothy has been known to drive off even the most motivated tiger. And sometimes these bears clutch a 2v1. And since sloth bears can't escape in trees like American black bears, it's like nature told this dark-skinned poo that violence was his only option. Years of character development means this demon yogi will view almost anything alive as a threat, and that includes humans. Sloth bear attacks are incredibly brutal. The same claws they use to destroy concrete like termite mounts can disembowel you with one swipe. And unlike grizzlies, because sloth bears do have to worry about predators, they're much more likely to attack unprovoked. According to first-hand accounts, sloth bears will often maul their victims and then
Do you remember one of those movies where they saw a guy who's seen some shit and basically has gone crazy and has that, hairs that, pop out everywhere? That's how this face looks with this kind of hair. Like, oh my god, I'm traumatized 24/7. Why? Because tiger is hunting me every single day. Tiger is literally like, world's heavyweight boxer is hunting you. Because nothing is more terrifying than tiger. They're literally the most athletic, strong, predator cat in the world. They're more muscle to body ratio than anything. They're biggest cat probably that is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're the biggest cat that is, right? They're literally twice the size of jaguar or something. So tiger, one swipe of tiger is just enough to fuck anything up. We already know how long a tiger can jump. They are literally the perfect athletes when it comes to predators. And they have to fight with that.
Chew and suck on their limbs until they're reduced to a bloody, mushy pulp. Sloth bears also typically go for the face, incapacitating their victims while biting and slashing to the point where neither your mother or your iPhone can recognize you. And of course, an animal that motivated usually won't stop until you're not moving. Which is why even in tiger country, more people get sent to the emergency room by the Baloos of the jungle. And if you're really unlucky, if one's able to sever a critical artery with those adamantium fingernails, then your series finale will involve you bleeding into the afterlife. One man was able to survive a particularly brutal mauling at the hands or paws of this bear. He recalled feeling immense pressure as the bear tackled him, put its full weight on him, and crushed his leg in its jaws like a celery stick. When the bear was put out of commission, the man thought he got off easy. Until he looked at his leg and realized the bear had torn an entire chunk of his flesh to the point where he could see his muscles moving. And in rare cases, these bears have been known to stat pad. One infamous bear known as the Sloth bear of Mysore had a human body count of at least 12 people while having also severely mauled another dozen. So when I call this bear a box cutter with claws, I'm talking about both its personality and the way its victims tend to look after, but of course, it's not the only bear on this list.
I'm not gonna lie, like I said, something that constantly has to be fearful for its life against tiger, it's gonna be homicidal. That's not that far-fetched to think. It's like saying somebody was in Nazi Germany, came out, and he's homicidal now. I mean, yeah, obviously, he had to survive Nazi Germany, for fuck's sake. Alright, that's part 1, I guess. 10 horrible ways animals can end you. Yeah, it's been terrifying so far. I dread to think what's going to be the end of this second part, but yeah. Alright, if you like my reaction, don't forget to like, subscribe, check out the Rick Sunday, there's a link in the description. Check out the cards for placing the cards, and I'll see you next time.